The flying saucer. It was finally December, the heaviest month for all the engines. And unfortunately for Henry, he had derailed with the flying kipper once December started. He was really hurt. Early next morning, the Fat Controller came to the sheds with bad news and a change in schedule.
Henry has derailed with the flying kipper last night, so until I find someone to take care of the flying kipper, you'll all do Henry's work as well as your own.
James and Gordon were very cross.
Disgraceful. This already happened once. It can't happen again.
Pull that smelly train.
But Thomas, Percy, and Edward gave each other a look. Who will take the flying kipper? The engine who was assigned was Thomas, who was very cross as he went off to the docks to take care of his trains. If I already have a branch line, then I don't have to do this job. Just then, Edward came up with some of the vans from Henry's crash.
I know you want to get this job over and done with, but are you sure you don't need help?
Nah, just a bit tired, is all. And then, an hour later, as Thomas was taking care of some freight cars, Percy popped into view, looking to collect his mail cars.
Don't you need help, Thomas? 2 engines are better than 1, you know.
Nah, just a bit behind schedule, is all. Now, out of all the vans in the flying kipper, there was one who was responsible for Henry's crash. The van didn't have a name, but letters. ULP. And little did anybody know, there was something off with the van, with its one expression it always had. Thomas never took notice of the van, or even acknowledged it, so he wasn't aware. And then, once Thomas was done with his work, he rushed back to the sheds as fast as his wheels could carry him. No sooner was he back at the berth, he fell asleep before his buffers could touch the bar. But it didn't last long, for the flying kipper was due in an hour. It was sunrise when Thomas was almost done with the flying kipper. He took care of the flatbeds and trucks, and all I was missing was the vans. And little did he know, the van and the trucks were plotting a scheme. Hey fellas, who's up for a little fun with a fish tank?
Yes, let's. That will be fun. Let's do it.
Yes, I am.
Hey, keep it down back there. Yes, sir. Once Thomas was reaching the hill, nothing had happened yet. So Thomas was none the wiser, but his wheels kept slipping on the rails. While the trucks were planning their tricks, Thomas was becoming more and more sleepy. When he reached the top, the van not only put his plan into action, but suddenly started becoming demonic. His voice dropped incredibly, eyes becoming black, and pupils turning a bloody red. The sudden change made the trucks terrified once they noticed the van's change. With a sudden line that sounds like,
"Time to die, you fish tank."
Thomas snapped back into reality and rushed down the line with an epic bump from the back. He tried to screech, but he couldn't brake even if he wanted to. The van was so strong that he was along for the ride now. His brakes had become useless, and he was going faster and faster. He tried his best to slow down, but all that he could do was just scream for help.
Come on, you puffball. You used to wait till you're at the scrappy yard.
Someone, please help!
But nobody could. Thomas was scared beyond belief. He felt his wheels shake, boiler going cold, and feeling like he wasn't going to survive the runaway. He kept going faster and faster along the main line. And then, Right as he thought he was done for, he passed Percy. But Percy was a little tired at the time too, so even he didn't notice. Thomas knew it was all up to him now. He tried to brake as hard as he could, but even that didn't do anything. And behind him, the van laughed maniacally, like he knew what was going to happen from that moment. The trucks wanted to stop as well, but some wanted to join in. And then, knowing that it could have lost it now, he braked with everything he had, with every ounce weight and steam against the truck. And then, something unexpected happened. The truck's top flew high into the air like a flying saucer. Thomas looked in unbelief. The parcels in the van collapsed as it toppled onto the track. Thomas was glad he could stop himself from ending up a piece of scrap, but couldn't help but feel shaken. He never felt this scared before. After the crew checked out the van, they noticed that something was off about it and almost made them faint. They saw the van begging for mercy, not wanting to die. His eyes no longer having red pupils and black eyes, instead having tears and begging to be spared. And then they saw that the van's face was glitching. Nonetheless, they put the rest of the fish in the vans and set off with a lot to certainly think about. So Thomas put some of the remains of the vans in one of the station sidings, and the crew and himself just stood there and waited and set off with the rest of the fish, still concerned after what had just happened. When Thomas arrived, he was both scared to go to sleep, but also exhausted. He tried to clear his mind, but it was too much to process at the moment. The van was put together back in the morning, but no one took it out for a while. And from that night, he always had a pale expression on his face. A few weeks later, it was Christmas, and Thomas still couldn't forget the accident. He has a smile on his face, but behind the smile was the fear and the memory of what happened all those weeks ago. When Thomas arrived at the works for a new coat of paint, Henry noticed his expression and knew what he needed to say.
It was the van, wasn't it?
Thomas didn't reply, but Henry knew the answer.
I know how you feel, Thomas, because I felt shaken from the accident as well. And I'll be real here. I know you don't want to talk, but if you do need to talk, let me know. And as soon as I'm done with my work, I'll try my best to talk with you.
Thomas tried not to remember, felt at ease, knowing that Henry was by his side. Thanks, Henry. It's good to know that I have someone like you by my side. I really could do with some company and a laugh here and there. It's almost like this is a Christmas present. And it wasn't long before Thomas got his laugh when he saw a green tender and red boiler that had a familiar shape to it. But that's another story.